Our favorite Queen Slayer is back. That's right. Kit Harington, aka Jon Snow, has just landed himself a new gig in the MCU. What is it? How do I feel about it? And will it be good? Let's talk about it. What's the deal, my people? You know what it is, Don Tony Teflon, and I'm back at you with another one. And people might say, Tef Daddy, you're being a little hard on Jon Snow. Tef Daddy, lighten up on our brother Kit Harington. You know he didn't want to kill the Queen. You seen him when they did the reading before the show. You seen his reaction, and you seen the reaction he gave you during the show when it was over after he did the deed. And I say to that, Bukaki! I do not believe that one bit. They say time heals all wounds, so I guess I need some more time. But this will not be a rant video about how Jon Snow betrayed Daenerys after she saved his life and saved the realm and gave up all of her dragons and he just stabbed her after he kissed her. This will not be a rant video like that. No, we're going to talk about the new gig that Kit Harington has got for himself in the MCU. And I'm excited for Kit Harington. I think it's very hard to go from iconic roles such as Jon Snow to find yourself in something else. And that is also a problem I have with this selection of him in this role. The biggest thing you don't want to happen to you when you're in Hollywood is being typecasted. And that is being set in the same role over and over and over again. And it's very hard to get out of that mold. When people see you a certain way, they just expect you to be that. So I think it's going to be hard for Jon Snow, Kit Harington, not to be seen as Jon Snow and not to be typecasted, even though I think he kind of was in this role. So Kit Harington is now going to take on the role of the Black Knight in the MCU. So Kit Harington gets cast as Dane Whitman, aka the Black Knight in Marvel's Eternals movie. And this will reunite him with John Madden, who played Robb Stark in Game of Thrones, for this upcoming 2020 release of the Eternals. And I think that this is a good thing, and I also think that it's a bad thing. Now I'm going to tell you exactly why the bad. Let's get that out the way. I did a recent video on why Marvel's Phase 4 will fail, and please check that out if you want to see all the reasons that I give why it's going to fail. But I think that this is also pointing in the direction that it's going to fail. And this is the reason why. There are too many stars in this movie. This has a cast featuring Selma Hayek, Angelina Jolie, now Kit Harington, and as I said, it's hard for people to see you as something different when they're used to seeing you in a certain way. Certain actors can lose themselves in the role, and you don't see them as that actor, you only see them as the new character they're playing. Will these people be able to pull that off? I'm not sure if they will, because their faces are so well known. I like it better when you get obscure actors to play the roles. That way you don't see the actor themselves in that role. So I truly believe that could be a problem that Marvel will have to deal with. But besides that, let's talk a little bit about the character Kit Harington is playing, the Black Knight. Now, he is not the original Black Knight. The backstory goes a little something like this. The first Black Knight, Sir Percy, lived during the reign of King Arthur. Now, he got by his arch nemesis, Modred, and this began the whole string of successes, all of them Percy's descendants becoming the Black Knight. Now, in modern day, Whitman's uncle, Nathan Garrett, became the Black Knight, but he wasn't a hero, he was a villain. And after he got mortally wounded by Iron Man, he gets away and goes back to his crib. While there, he summons his nephew, who is Kit Harington, and confesses to him that he is the evil Black Knight too, and he asked him to take the mantle of the Black Knight just so he can restore some honor to his family. And that's a little bit crazy. Kit Harington, Jon Snow restoring honor. He needs to restore his own honor for killing Daenerys Targaryen after she helped him save the realm, after she gave up everything, and then all he did is kiss her and stab her. I'm sorry, people. I'm trying to work through it. I'm telling you I am. But if you know the backstory of the Black Knight in Cersei, then you can understand why Kit Harington was cast in this role. Now, they may not go this way, or they may do it. So, spoilers for the upcoming Eternals movie. If you don't want to know the backstory between them, don't listen to this part. Fast forward to a little bit later in this video. Now, I have given you the warning, and I told you that people get typecasted, and you don't want to get typecasted in Hollywood. So this is what happens between the Black Knight and Cersei. While he is dating Cersei, all of a sudden, Cersei becomes crazy. Cersei starts to lose her mind. Now, you understand where this is going, and yes, the Black Knight then goes and tries to take her out and kill her. And what his mission becomes then is going from every dimension, every multiverse there is, and finding the Cersei of that place and killing her there. That is his whole story. So we can see exactly why Jon Snow, the Queen Slayer, was cast in this role. Now, even though I did give you the spoiler warning, I'm not going to tell you exactly how it ends for the Black Knight and Cersei. You're going to have to go to the movie theaters to see that if you want to know. Anyway, they could change it up. They could make it end differently. They may not even go with that storyline. But the fact that they casted the Black Knight in the Eternals, I think they're going to do a sort of Cersei Black Knight situation there. Now, the number one reason why I think Kit Harington is perfect for this role is because the weapon that is wielded by the Black Knight is a sword. And we have seen him in Game of Thrones do great sword work. He does all of his own stunts from what we've seen, and he's really good with the sword. So I think that he will be a great Black Knight due to that fact. Now, this sword that the Black Knight holds is the Ebony Blade, and this is what he draws his powers from. But this sword is also cursed. Now, the sword's curse has been broken, and it has been brought back, so we don't know exactly how it's going to go down. But the curse that is on the sword, when there is a curse on the sword, makes the person, when they draw blood with the sword, go crazy. So we will see if they use that storyline in the movies, or we will see if they go a whole different route and don't put the curse on the sword. I think they should. Funny thing that happened, another spoiler warning real quick, is that Namor, the Submariner, uses this sword to kill his wife, and that is what revives the blood curse back onto the sword. So will we see that play out if they ever do Namor? Maybe he's going to be in Black Panther, and maybe they're going to cross all these things over, and that's what's going to happen. Alright, spoiler warning over. It's funny how all these wife murderers and all this murdering queen stuff just happens to follow Kit Harington around. You know what I mean? We talk about typecasting, man. And listen, if he gets another role of somehow, some way, he has to take out his wife, or he has to be around some situation like that, that we know that this is what he is. Every movie we're ever going to see him in, or any show we're ever going to see him in, he's going to be the guy that kills his wife. That's sad, and it's funny at the same time. But you let me know in the comment section, do you like Kit Harington playing the role of Black Knight? Does this make you want to go to the MCU if you've never been to a Marvel Universe movie before? Let me know in the comment section. And as always, peace and stay sexy.